Hello, hi everyone. My name is Juliana and I'm a Ugandan who takes a keen interest in what happens in our country. And I like to comment. Like most people, I have an opinion and I like to share it. I'm making a video following on what we all witnessed last week that transpired in our Houses of Parliament when this regime sent in the FSC to attack our people's temple, for want of a better word. They attacked our MPs and our parliament, and all I can say, I suppose, is that it's a sad. It was a sad day in the history of our country. This video, however, is not to talk about that particular incident, as tragic and as sad as it is. I think the topic perhaps may have been exhausted by various commentators. I would like to talk about the one positive aspect which I think came out of the melee in Parliament. And that was, for the first time in a long time, Ugandans witnessed the coming together of our legislators from across ethnic and regional and political divides. And we saw them coming together behind a cause that is important for all of us as Ugandans. There was no talk of tribe. There was no talk of region. There was talk of one Uganda. Uganda for all of us. And that is why I want to talk this is what I want to talk about. Because sadly, after that day, what has happened since is that, as usual, that creeping cancer that is the legacy left over by our colonizers, which was the policy of divide and rule, has come back to haunt us. They did a great job. Divide and rule by the colonialists was along ethnic and tribal lines. And sadly, for some people in 2017, many incapable of identifying themselves as Ugandans, as a united people, I must first and foremost highlight their ethnic groups, which in itself is not a bad thing. Being Ugandan and being proud of one's culture and heritage are not mutually exclusive. However, our tribes must not be the reason that we can't come together and get rid of this regime. This regime has used more than any other this one thing of this one sad legacy left over by the colonialists of divide and rule along ethnic and tribal lines. They are trying to divide us. You can see their stooges on social media coming out and highlighting and picking on one ethnic group and saying, well, these people are like these and these people are like that, and the reason we're in this position is because of these people. Well, I think that's a load of rubbish. I think the best way to tackle the problem that we are faced with is to come together. Uganda, I think a few years back, the Harvard University Institute of Economic Research, I think, brought out a study that showed that Uganda was the most ethnically diverse country on the planet. What that basically means is that we are all mixed up, and this is something that we should be celebrating. It's unique. It should not be a reason for us to divide ourselves. People have used this as a weapon, including this current regime, to divide people. And the way they do it is that they make it impossible for somebody to make any comment whatsoever on a person, on any wrongdoing by any particular person of a region. So, for example, the current problem with the MP or the General Wamala, who happens to be a Muganda. And the way it works is that if I am a Muganda, I must, for example, I'm not saying everybody, but if I'm a good Muganda, I must not be seen to criticize I beg your pardon, Katumba Wamala. I must stand in solidarity with him regardless of the wrong that he has done. Unfortunately, that's not how I think we're going to advance. I think it's about time we all stood up and made our voices heard. Wrong is wrong, regardless of who or where we come from. If I am from Ankole and Museveni, or if I'm a Rwandan of Ugandan descent, or if I am from Acholi land and somebody from my region does something which is contrary to the spirit of the Republic, I will point it out. It is my duty to make it known to the world that what he has done or what he is doing is not acceptable to me. It is my duty, it's my patriotic duty to call them out. And I will not be made to feel guilty because there is more to us as a people than our ethnic groups, than our than the things that divide us. We have more to unite us than we do to divide us. So let's not cage in. Let's come together and fight this. We need all hands on deck. We need all 52 tribes, or even more. We all need to come together to make this beautiful country